James Kirtley, I guess that's a disappointing night for the Sharks.
Look, we were outplayed by a good side. Ultimately, in the power play, you lose 3 wickets in that situation against this type of lineup, you're going to put yourself under pressure for the rest of the game. So we weren't able to capitalise at all, really, ever get ahead in the game in any way, thoroughly beaten, really.
And I guess 146 never really likely to be enough.
No, it wasn't, and I thought we strung it out. They're a side that could chase that sort of total in 12 overs, and I thought we were better in the middle. But I think there was a 24-run discrepancy in the power play. It really does put you under pressure.
Let's talk about some of the injuries, because you're coming here without Luke Wright and George Gott. It can't be helpful, James. There's a constant coming and going of players as well.
No, it's not, but it's what is presented in front of us, and losing some players of that calibre. We thought at the beginning of this season, we had hope that we'd have Jofra playing, and there was talk of him playing the Blast, Finn Hudson-Prentice being able to play fully as an all-rounder, George Garton, Luke Wright, injuring his foot. We're trying to allow him to get things right. And then for Ali Orr to go down with COVID this morning really does stretch us. And Tom Haynes, as I said, is being considered all the time, but hasn't been 100%. And we don't want to risk him in this environment. He doesn't want to risk himself, and I can understand that he wants to focus on the championship as well, with the game coming up at Cardiff, to help with his aspirations. So we're missing a few, but a lot of teams suffer injuries, maybe not quite as many as we've got at the minute, but it's still we should still be able to put in a better performance than we did tonight.
Can we talk about the comings and goings? So Obid McCoy, I think, got one more game to go. Is that right, James? Yeah. And then does Rizwan come back, or how does that work out?
Obid finishes with us on Friday. Then Riz is back, and Rash hopefully back. And at the beginning, again in March, we understood that we had Rash and Riz for the majority of the tournament, and you look pretty settled and 2 outstanding players, and it hasn't worked out like that. And you'll talk to anybody around the club, and they'll take the mickey out of me how I like to have structure and plan and everything else like that, but I've learned pretty quickly that's not a luxury you have. And we felt at the time that to find able replacements in the wicket-keeping batting role, and we've seen the class of both Josh and Tim in this time, and we've seen the class of Obid in what I think he's got 11 wickets in 3 or 4 games. It's a really good return, and he's shown his high class and his ability, and why he's so highly regarded, and why I felt that he'd be a really good option for us when we knew we were probably lacking in a few pace bowling resources, and ultimately guys that can bowl at the death for us. So we've tried, and we came up short this evening.
How important is this game against Gloucestershire now on Friday night? Because it's the 8th game. You still want to be in touch when these big players come back, James.
Well, look, we got big players now. You want to get through this period of 8 games, and if we're 4 wins out of 8 going into the last 6 games, and you find that momentum, which can be ever so powerful at the end of a campaign, it can give you the momentum that takes you through to the knockout stages. And we've got to stay in touch with that, and we need to find a winning formula on Friday night.